name is Galina Litvin, and I'm a marriage and family therapist. And today I want to talk about the one thing that we're all dreading, back to school. Yes, kids are going back to school. It is that time of the year. Summer vacation's over, and we have to prepare ourselves for the long haul of getting the kids ready, doing homework, making lunches, and teacher meetings, and all other things that we parents have to deal with when going back to school. So today I want to talk about 5 things that are survivals for making the life of back to school more bearable for us parents. So let's get started. So first off, back to school is coming. We as parents have to manage our own anxiety around what is our worry for the kids, for ourselves. Because oftentimes many of the things that we worry about as parents, we may be bringing on from our past, from our own experiences that we had in 5th grade, in 7th grade, or whenever it was that we might have had struggles in school. So managing our own expectations, our own experiences first and foremost. Otherwise, not managing our own anxiety will contribute to us putting that nervousness onto our children. And we don't want to do that. We want to make this a transition time that's easy for you and easy for the children. The other thing is we want to make it as least stressful time as possible. So how do we go about doing that? Well, 5 easy things. First and foremost, get organized. Understand what it is you need to do. Plan ahead. Organization includes back to school shopping. Try to get the list ahead of time. I know most schools will post information for what they need for classes. Older grades typically they wait till the school year starts, but for younger grades you can certainly get away with getting the school supplies ahead of time. Buy the clothes. I know that promotionally most places want you to go and buy the sneakers and the jeans now, but since a lot of schools are starting earlier now, we don't necessarily need to go out and buy that winter coat right now. We can wait a month or two, right? So get the necessity. You don't have to buy the whole thing right off the bat, and save yourself some money. We don't have to fall into that marketing ploy. With organization comes the time for you to figure out when you want to have the bedtime routine. Bedtime routines, I can't emphasize how important those are. We need to have those. We need to make sure that the kids are getting a full 8 to even 9 hours of sleep. Nowadays, kids are sleep deprived. So get a good bedtime routine that's manageable for you and doable for the kids. Homework schedule. Figure out what your homework schedule is and stick to it. You know, if your homework schedule is going to be, depending on the grade, between the hours of 6 and 7, stick to 6 and 7. If at times there's evenings where homework is going beyond the 6 and 7 hour or beyond that a lot of time that you gave yourself to do with the child, you know what? It's okay. It's okay not to finish the work, and it's okay to email the teacher and have that communication with them. Plan for time to decompress with your children. That is so important. You know, they're working hard too. They're going to school. It's a lot on them to be sitting in one place learning. It takes a lot of energy. So planning that decompression time, whether that's a time where they're sitting there playing on the computer or watching, a 30-minute sitcom, whatever that is, you need to allow time for that. Give them that flexibility to enjoy and be a kid. Number 2, meal plan. Okay, parents, I know mornings can be rough, especially when you are trying to get breakfast on the table, pack a lunch, get backpacks ready, all that stuff. Try to plan that ahead. Don't wait to the last minute. Don't wait to the morning of, because that's just undue stress that you're bringing onto yourself, and that's undue stress that's bringing onto the child as well. So meal plan, and that's something you guys can do together with your children. You involve them in that discussion. Oftentimes, you may put that very healthy lunch together, and the kid will not be eating it and they'll bring it back in their backpacks. So avoid that. Meal plan with them. Ask them what they want for lunch. Allow for that snack that may not be something that's healthy, but allow for a little reward. Get them to be involved in what that meal will look like. Nowadays, you could buy these compartments on Amazon, and I'll link it below, that allow you to compartmentalize different little food groups like a dessert, sandwich, chips, whatever. So meal plan, you can create that for 3 to 4 days ahead, and put it in the lunchbox, and way to go. The other thing to do is figure out whether if you're going to be making lunches, or whether you're going to be allowing for them to buy lunch at school, and how many days a week are you going to be doing that? Is it going to be every day, twice a week? So, again, that goes back to organization, but it also goes back to planning. Number 3, setting a bedtime routine for the children. So have a time in mind for when things are going to be shut down, when homework is going to be no longer needed. You're going to be shutting that down. You're not going to be doing it. And getting the kids ready for bed would be, with them taking a shower, taking a bath, brushing their teeth, having a routine for bedtime. And that could start 30 minutes before the actual bedtime. You don't want to rush that as well. You want to give it time to evolve. You want it to be as organic as possible. You want that to be a routine as well. As part of the bedtime routine, when they do all their hygiene, and that's a good time to teach the kids about hygiene during bedtime, washing their face, taking showers, things like that. This is a good time for you to, as a parent, to find time to connect with the child. So determine whether you're going to be reading a book to them. That could be something that you can do every night, 20 minutes of reading. It's also okay to be in bed and just cuddling and talking with children about their day, what went well, what didn't go well, whatever they're on their minds. It's a good time to connect. I usually like to lay and cuddle with my son right before he dozes off to sleep, and just talk about whatever is on his mind. It could be anything. It's a time to kind of mellow them out. It's a time for them to connect with you. That's the important thing. And so the next thing that I highly recommend for everybody is to have time when devices are going to be shut down. Usually it's 1 hour before bedtime. We want to get them to that point where they're not sitting there on their phones, on their computers, on their television sets. We want to shut down, including the shutdown for yourself as a parent. We are all so technically connected nowadays that it's hard, even if we say that no more TV, we're all tend to be on phones, and that's a constant stream of communications. We want the brains to shut down. We want the bodies to shut down. And the lights behind these devices are often what keeps people awake. So having absolute shutdown for devices is key for mellowing everybody out in the family. And then last but not least is to plan for the next day. And that also can include the kids being involved in that. And planning for the next day involves picking out the outfit for what they're going to wear. Don't wait to the last minute to do that. That's, again, another stress that can be anxiety producing for the family. Packing the backpack, making sure, and that's another thing to empower the child to do, because you want to get them to be responsible for their homework and responsible for everything that they do. So encouraging them to pack their backpack, putting the homework assignments in the right folder, things like that. And again, putting the lunches together. If that is part of the routine, you can make that as a routine for the next day as well. So hopefully you found the 5 things that I recommend for de-stressing yourself for school is getting organized, meal planning, bedtime routine, turning off devices, and planning yourself and getting yourself ready for the next day. Those are key. Hopefully you find those helpful for you. If you have questions or you have any comments for me, leave them down below, and hope you have a great school year.